Many callers who self-identified as African-American were quick to tell me that those men were the exception, not the rule. Some described them as low-information voters, no different than you'd find among whites.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a barbershop conversation involving many black men speaking about Kamala Harris and politics in general. Now, as you just saw, who was that? I think Smirkanish from CNN had to give a little disclaimer at the end of a clip they played from it. Since that clip featured the men questioning her race, saying that she's not really black and all this and that, he had to say, well, look, I had some black callers that called my show, and they said that these guys are low IQ and low information, all this, that, and the third. Why did you need to put that disclaimer at the end of the clip? You wouldn't have done that if it was the other way around. If these guys were giving glowing Kamala recommendations, you wouldn't do it then. But because they did not agree with her and they had some criticism, all of a sudden you want to kind of disclaim and say that's not the norm, all this, that, and the third. This is why CNN sucks and the media sucks. It is what it is. Now, before I go any further, let's get into the very first clip for some more context. Then we're going to get into the longer conversation. I'll link to this clip and the full 45-minute conversation in the box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Is Kamala going to make you a little more likely or less likely to vote Democrat?
Well, hold on, first, Ray, hold on, Ray. Is Kamala black? Yes or no?
I'm going to let her speak on that. But to me, no.
Oh, is Kamala black? Yes or no?
I share that same view.
Wow, is Kamala black? Yes or no?
I heard she was. I heard she's half black and half Asian.
When I played that audio on my SiriusXM radio program on Thursday, many callers who self-identified as African-American were quick to tell me that those men were the exception, not the rule. Some described them as low-information voters, no different than you'd find among whites.
Why do that? Why do that? What they said is right on point, because we all know Kamala for a very long time identified as Indian. And it's okay. Whatever you want to identify as an adult, that's your business. But then when you identify as a particular thing to gain an advantage, and that is your whole platform that you're campaigning on, I'm a black woman. I'm the first black female vice president. I was appointed to that position by Joe Biden because I'm a black woman. Same thing with Ketanji Brown Jackson. But in reality, you didn't really identify like that up until the point where you got to be the VP. Not in public consistently. And the other time you're Asian American, Indian American, or whatever it is. And my argument is, how about you just pick something to be and just be that, regardless of what it is. Black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe, mixed race, multiracial, biracial, whatever it is, just be that. That's all I'm saying, okay? The fact that she doesn't lets me know she's a chameleon and she'll do and say whatever it takes to get your vote. Now, before I go too further and get more triggered, let's get to some of this video right here. I will not be able to play the entire thing. It's about 46 minutes, 16 seconds. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll this.
I've been through so much to get where I am today. And if you can't relate to that, why am I going to just give you my vote?
They need your vote, though. They need your vote. You a brother. They need you.
They play the brown and black card very heavy.
It's becoming more normal that we just don't want to vote anymore.
The election's today. You're going in there. What you doing?
Hold on, Ray. Is Kamala black? Yes or no?
Is Donald Trump a racist?
I feel like I have a lot of opportunities than to see people that have came before me. Like there's a lot I can do opposed to generations down my line that came before me. But when it comes to politics, Democrat and Republican, I grew up in a household where my dad is like, I don't like Republicans, you're a Democrat.
Absolutely right.
So I've abstained from politics. I don't care to vote. I don't want to vote. And I see it on the media, I see it online. It's very hostile.
But let's pause for a minute. Now, I just got to give a word of encouragement to my man right here in the gray t-shirt. You still need to be out there voting, in my humble opinion. If not for the divisive national stuff that you may not be interested in, then at least for your local area, because that's going to dictate your everyday life a little bit more than the federales. But I would still say, at a certain point when you're ready, try to influence the federal election as well by voting. But definitely you need to vote in your local election for sure.
Like to the point where we separating ourselves because of our opinions and beliefs in a political system or someone we may like. So automatically, if you vote for Biden or you support Biden, you're a bad person. If you do it for Trump, it's a bad person, and it creates an atmosphere for them.
Or if you vote for,
But you know what? I mean, now let's say this: as grown men, especially, we can't be worried about what people are going to think about us. You do what's best for you and your family. Period. That's how I look at it. As long as you ain't breaking the law or nothing crazy like that, as long as you're not violating someone else's rights, do what's best for you and your family and forget what anybody got to say about it. Because ultimately, what are they going to do to you? Anybody really going to do nothing to you? Do what you want to do. Do what's the best thing for you and your family.
if you vote for Trump, you automatically racist.
You automatically racist.
Automatic off top.
And it's crazy. It's crazy to think like that, you know, just for
In
me.
here, does that turn into that? I mean, because here's the thing. We got a real conversation going right now.
Yeah.
His shirt is funny. He has on a Jordan t-shirt under his blazer. That's hilarious. Shout out to him trying to fit in.
It's beyond just like you're wearing a red hat that says MAGA on it, and I think I know everything about you, versus someone who might vote in the other direction. Do you think we're that far apart from each other that it is all or nothing? That if you voted for somebody, you must be against me?
No, it's not like I talk to people like this all the time. Like, it don't matter who, we've created that. We've allowed them to create that atmosphere where we're hostile towards each other because of these things. They made it like a fan club, like two wrestlers in the ring. I'm a Rock fan, I'm a Steve Austin fan. And
You have attitude there. I see you.
yeah, it's hostile. You know what I'm saying? It becomes hostile.
Well, and it's like jerseys. You got a
Yeah.
blue jersey or red jersey, and
Yeah.
it's all or nothing, win or loss, rather
Yeah.
than just like, hey, my ideas might be a little bit different than yours.
Well, a lot of that don't even really exist. A lot of that, people are just ignorant. The average normie walking around, the average mouth breather walking around does not understand politics at all. All they know is what they have been told throughout their life, which is one side is bad. That's all they know. They don't really understand. So a lot of the vitriol, a lot of the negativity, a lot of the conflict comes from a place of ignorance. That's all that it is. So when I see people online, especially, never in person, I've never been approached in person. And as a matter of fact, I got a story I'll tell you in a minute. But the hate online, you could tell that it comes from ignorant people. So I never really get offended. Usually, a lot of them can barely string together a proper insult with proper sentence structure and grammar. Now, to get back to my story, I knew somebody who will always say crazy things to me online, always say crazy things, all kind of racial slurs. And I saw this person in person. We were doing a video together somewhere else. And I just said, hey, man, what's going on? Everything good with you? And he was trying to intimidate me, but it didn't. It was like throwing water on the grease fire. It didn't do a thing. All I did was just laugh. And then after that, it was no more because people don't really want to have any kind of conflict with you in real life.
Who do you like more? Here's a good question. Are you voting for personality or are you voting for policy? Let's just do a raise of hand on that. Who votes for personality?
Is charisma playing a factor?
Nope.
Nobody. All right, so you're voting for policy
Yes.
at this point. Okay,
Yes.
good.
The personality, because some people think that Trump is all personality, and that's why people are voting for him. No, the personality is part of his marketing campaign to get him noticed, but his policy is what will make people vote for him. You got to notice him first, then you got to hear what he got to say. His policy, what he's talking about. Okay, I like what he's talking about. Let's go vote for him. That's how that works.
Are you voting for? Well, let's go to something else. How about celebrities? They like to endorse. They like to be part of the process. Do you pay attention to when they endorse? Does it mean anything to you?
No.
No.
So like we were talking about The Rock a little bit.
A lot of normies do that because that's why they had Megan Thee Stallion, all these people at the Kamala rally in Atlanta. That's why they did that. So some people do respond to celebrity in their endorsement, but if you're talking about truly informed people, that's not going to make a decision. That's not going to shift the needle one way or the other.
Like as much sway as he has and much cachet as he has, he wouldn't. His star power doesn't sway your vote as a brother.
No.
What about LeBron?
What about you? No.
LeBron, who is this guy? Who like the Jordan T-shirt, calling out random celebrities? LeBron.
Tell me why. Tell me why you two gentlemen. Tell me why they don't sway your votes, especially like a brother like LeBron, outstanding brother in the community, does a lot of things for his people. But why wouldn't he sway your vote if he was like, yo, if he came in this barbershop and was like, yo, like, I want you to vote this way? Why wouldn't that sway you?
For me, it would have to make sense to me. You would have to show me something. Why is this going to be good for my community and me as a black man? How is this going to benefit me and my people?
Not just for his word.
Not just his word.
Very, very good point. And shout out to my man right here with the blue streak in his hair. Is that a movie reference? Like, what's going on? But shout out to him. A good kind of co-host, moderator with the guy with the Jordan shirt on. Let's hear from my man right here in the blue cap.
The same way.
Damn.
Like, why would I vote for
Just based on what you were telling me to do?
Just based off, like, you play basketball.
But people are so heavily influenced by people, like commercials, and that's why these people get paid millions of dollars. They get paid millions of dollars to tell you what to do, what to buy, what clothes to wear. But when it comes to voting, the buck stops for you. Yeah. That's impressive, man.
Well, the other thing is, so the Republican National Convention was recently run. They could put anybody up there to speak. They chose Amber Rose. They're trying to reach a different group than they traditionally get. Did they reach your group? At least not in here, right?
Well, look, see, he's asking the same question in a lot of different ways because it was about celebrity and all this and that, you know, personality, celebrity, you know, things that are kind of superficial, things that don't really matter to an uninformed voter or to a novice voter. Those kind of things might matter. If you had never voted before and you're 21 years old and you don't know anything about politics and you see Amber Rose at the RNC, that might kind of catch your attention if Amber Rose is relevant to their age group. I'm not really sure who would be relevant to their age group, to be totally honest, but whoever it is, they see the person and they're like, oh, okay, now I'm paying attention. I don't know about politics at all. I don't know a Republican, a Democrat. I don't know anything. I'm just a fish out of water. That might sway them. But if you are an older adult and you've been voting for a while, that probably won't do it. But as I close, I want to say this. You got to be able to get new people into the camp, new people into the party. You can't just rest on your laurels of boomers who've been voting for you and propping the party up for the past 50 years, because you can't live forever and somebody's got to come behind them to replace them. And if nobody's there to replace them, well, the default is going to be the left. And that's just how it is. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on this barbershop clip? Have you seen the entire thing or just what you saw in this video? Whatever your thoughts are, either way, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. If you're really a voter that is understanding what's going on in this world, you're not going to let people's opinions about you sway you. They're going to call you all types of racial slurs and other names because of who you vote for. Now, that person probably didn't know anything about anything. They don't even know who the Speaker of the House. They don't know. They just ignorant. So take it with a grain of salt. And sometimes people that are aware of what's going on and want to insult you, you got to ask yourself, why are you being unprofessional? What's going on with this type of attitude? If you really want me to get on your side and be on your side, then why am I being called all types of names? Okay, like what's really going on? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.